Hi, in this King of Avalon video I'm going to discuss several topics, several small things. Main reason for me to make this video was that I recently realized something that is relevant for the shop event that I wanted to share because not everyone might have noticed. It's related to the high scores of the various features such as the hero weapons. Let's have a look at that because currently everybody can get the newest hero weapons, the druids, by just buying the fragments from the Alliance store every day. In 25 days you have a new hero weapon, probably a bit faster because you might participate in the kingdom versus kingdom and you get another couple of fragments. And in the past, let's go back a bit to older ones. Well, that's not a good example because for this it was not really necessary. Anyway, in the past it was always the case if you would upgrade something, then actually the points would stay the same or even go down slightly. So typically you had to go from +2 from one version, you had to go to +0 to another version, to the next, the newer one, and the points would go down, so you didn't have any risk of increasing your high score, because typically what I wanted to do is not increase my high score in between shop events. Only during the shop event, that specific stage for that feature, I would want to increase my high score. Well, now that has changed. If we look, for example, if we have a +2 Raven, it is 1.26 million. And we could upgrade that to a druid, but that is 2.6 million. So by doing that, you will increase your high score, and that is actually, and it is quite a significant increase, and that is not really what you want. And if you do that 2 times in between shop events, it just costs you 2 million points that you could have used during the shop event, would have given you a few extra credits. And that is, well, it's relevant for the hero weapons because you can already easily get to it, but it's actually the same for the equipment, for the emblems, for the gemstones. And maybe the equipment is something that illustrates the point a bit better, because for equipment we have already been doing this upgrading a few times. So if we go back a bit further and say, okay, if we have Empyrean +2, that is 852,840, so 0.8 million, Empyrean +2, and that would go to the basic Hellsbane, and then you see that is more or less the same. And if you go actually higher, so Empyrean +3, that is 2.3, almost 2.29. You could upgrade that to Hellsbane +1, and that would be, the old one would be significantly lower, so your high score would actually go down or not change significantly. If we now go from Hellsbane to Holy Eagle, we can look at +2 is 4.26, and the basic one is 8.86. So that is a huge difference, 4 million points. So that is what I'm talking about. If you go for the newest one, it increases the high score. So yeah, keep that in mind. What I, for example, did with my hero weapons is I had 2 Raven rare for my cavalry, and I first dismantled one and remade it into flawless, and then upgraded that one to druid, so that I didn't increase my high score. I'm currently yeah, I just try to grab all the points in the shop that I can for royal badges, so that was quite relevant for me. So that is something that I wanted to share, that if you are playing like me and those shop event coins are very important to you, keep this in mind. And that means, okay, that your stats improve a bit less in between those 4-week periods, but you make that up during the shop event. So while I make this video, I also want to look a bit at my Kingdom versus Kingdom retraining. Not actually lost a lot of power from that point of view. We didn't have an easy Kingdom versus Kingdom. We had to fight quite hard to keep our own kingdom, but I was involved, I think, in 4 rallies, or a couple of rallies and a couple of garrisons in total, and I didn't lose too much troops, so 30 million power, which is not so much. I retrained a little bit, and I'm going to do the rest now, and I'm going to use some badges, some training badges, to increase the capacity so that it doesn't take too long. So I've already equipped everything I wanted to. Yeah, just I have my talents set to the balance tree, which is actually my default. I have my heroes equipped, and that is specifically Helloas, always important, and Lady Isabel, always important. And what I'm still going to do is use a training scepter. They are quite cheap and I only need it for 2 hours. Always make sure that when you purchase it, you also equip it, and that when you're done, you switch back to your dragon idol as well. So yeah, I think I'm all ready. So we have, besides the 300%, we have a training cost boost active. Well, that is only going to be effective for the first 6.9 million, but still it's going to be interesting. And the final thing, let's keep my notes because I made some notes of what to do. We also have this 7-day troop training speed of 30% that is almost expiring. So I would say that everything that I want is active. So a little bit before starting, I'm going to focus, of course, not on siege with this 300% boost active, also not on range, because currently range is not that important. I'm not using it at all during Kingdom versus Kingdom, for example, so I'm not losing any. I keep training it daily, but I'm not going to use my 300% boost for that. Cavalry and mainly infantry I'm going to use. For cavalry, I'm just going to do one big batch that I'm going to train, and for infantry I'm going to do the rest. Okay, let's start with this population search. Always good if things cost less. So first, what I'm going to do, I have quite some of these batches at the moment, 15 and 14, so that's quite nice. I'm going to start a big one, and I'm not going to speed that up. I do have 11 days should be okay, I think. Yeah, should be fine. I'm always a bit worried that I don't have all my training boosts active. What I find a bit of a problem, that not everything you see here, so you don't see the 300%, maybe you can say, of course, and you also don't see the 30%. So my total boost at this moment, is actually 686, and that is the right amount. And so we all know that you don't have to complete it, you just have to start it, and that already counts for this 300%. Okay, we're going to go here, and here I'm going to make 3 big batches, and those I am going to speed up. Actually, I'm still having a shortage on infantry. I thought I had infantry tier 12. I thought I had quite a lot, but during Neederfall I'm running out of it in no time, and sometimes if I'm a bit unlucky during Firelands as well. So definitely can't hurt to have a little bit more, and this is actually, this is just retraining what I lost. So that is 3 batches. Already the training cost is reduction is, I never plan, you could also plan on that you start a big batch just before you hit that 6.9. I don't really pay attention to that, since resources are relatively not that important to me compared to the speed ups. Now I'm going to do a few small ones. Just to want to see how much power do we add. I just want to make sure I'm still, so that should be fine. I had 5 planned in total, so I can do the other 4. Because what I always want to do is start when I'm just about to hit the 300% power limit. I want to do a large one, a 24,000 one. That's really making the most of the 300% boost, so that always each 2 weeks train something extra. Already out of food, unfortunately. Did not plan this well. Don't tell anyone in my kingdom, but I already transferred some resources in the anticipation of my stronghold upgrade that I hope to do quite soon. I hope to be able to do it after Kingdom versus Kingdom. I hope to be able to score enough points there for my, just from the points, even without any pack. But if that doesn't work, it could be that I have to wait 2 more weeks even, assuming at that time I will have enough in the from the Kingdom versus Kingdom rewards. This was done, so one more normal one was in the planning. A bit surprised. Probably the resource costs are fine. I mean, I've activated that one and I'm wearing that one, so everything should be fine. Just seems, yeah, I probably just made a mistake when transferring the resources. And how far am I now away from the power limit? Getting quite close. I said another 2,500 times 200 is 5,500 500,000. That should just about be enough. So yes, I'm going to do another 2,000. Let's just do it like this. I actually do have enough food on my farm, so it was just, I guess, a bit miscalculation to so, and I guess now I'm close enough not to worry about that last 100,000. So now I'm going to use one more big batch and another large amount of food to start that one. And while I'm at it, now that my this one is no longer active, the 300%, I've already used that for the, at this moment, to me most valuable troop types. So now it's time to also do the other two troop types, but just for a one-day regular training. Okay, so that is done. Okay, what more did I want to do? I wanted to do one more lake treasure free spin. So far I've been very lucky with the 10 and the 60. Probably that doesn't continue. No, indeed. That's more like it. That is more what happens usually. And opening a couple of these chests. I'm going to do that one by one again, so that we get a better feeling what happens for one specific chest. So I'm now already, yeah, if you had a very large amount of these noble keys, you still have a long way to go. I already have almost caught up with my keys, and then I don't have to fully focus on the level 40 barbarians anymore. Okay, here we go. So that is 28 chests. And 3 royal badges. 1 royal badge. 1 royal badge. 1 royal badge. 3 royal badge. So that's not bad so far. 1 royal badge. 1 royal badge. Overall a bit disappointing. But I guess this is what we can expect. That was another 3-1. So this is a bit what we can expect. I guess this should be a good idea of what we can expect. So that should be maybe around 10 or a little bit more. 11:04, so that probably was around 14 maybe. Anyway, it helps me getting closer to my goal. So just working towards that. Okay, well, that was it for this video. I hope it has been a bit useful. If you have any comments or any questions, that is always much appreciated. And thanks for watching this video.